In the last couple of videos, I have been talking about the new features in the update 7. New features like Ziplines and Tubeways. And when I have done that, I have used the developer mode console to instantly build everything. But doing that, it doesn't give you as a player a realistic view on what it takes to actually build everything. With the developer tools, it doesn't cost me anything, and I can just hold down control and press the station. The building is instantly being built, and because of that I'm making this video to show you what pros and cons there are for the stations, zipline station and the two ways, because there is a lot more. There's some good stuff, there's some bad stuff, and I want to show you everything. The single biggest thing that I guess I have missed to tell you, but maybe that was understood, is that you see all these buildings that are in the middle of nowhere with no path to them, no stairs, no nothing. You can't do that when you play, because the beavers have to get up here and build this. All that material has to be moved. So what it actually looks like, you would do one of probably something like this, and then build stairs up here, more stairs. Of course we have to have a path here as well. So now the beavers have to build all these platforms and stairs up here just to get to this area and build the zipline station. And then of course, how do we get to the other side? We're probably gonna use some bridges and then bridge across here somewhere. Now this is taking a lot of time just to prepare, just to build path to every part of the map. I didn't talk about it, but I think that's a pretty big deal. Now, of course, this side is a bit easier, but still going all the way across here and then somehow getting down here all the way to this area, that's expensive, that takes time, and that was a big miss from my side to not talk about it. And in a way, of course, this is a large investment to get beavers across the map really quickly, especially when you go up and down. So imagine now they don't have to walk all the way here, they just fly up straight to this area. That's super simple, super easy to do, and I think that investment is worth doing, but I think you need to understand the amount of work that needs to be done and the amount of planks, logs, metal blocks need to be had to get to that point. Now the second bad thing you have with the zipline stations is actually you only have one in and one out, so it can only be connected to two stations or pylons, and that's compared to the two-way, which can go, is it six-way? You have four and then one up, one down as well. Zipline is a bit bad when it comes to that, but there is a small solution to this. So for example, right here we have one station, right? And it goes to this side, which you can do in an area like this. You can do that close to your district center or close to your houses if you have them in another area. But what you can do is you actually build one or couple of stations like this. So you have one going in one direction and covers one area, and another goes into another direction, and they all meet up here. Beavers can simply go between them. It takes no time. I think this is a good fix. I do wish it had at least 3 connections, but honestly, having 2, 3, 4 stations like this in a small area could be a bit more fun and challenging way to create the whole infrastructure than having just everything being able to connect to a couple of things and being like a spider web. Another thing that's a bit challenging is the whole restrictions with the whole connecting things. So right here I did the developer sort of auto build thing, so this was not a problem in that way. But if you're gonna play the game as it should be played without cheating, building this beam right here is a bit challenging, honestly, especially when we don't have ladder mode. This could be a huge stairs up and then just to build this. But the restrictions, which is both the length, which honestly I think it's fine, but the angle is a bit more challenging. So for example, I can't go straight from the bottom one to the top here because it's 51 degrees and it's too steep. So having this middle ground somewhere, finding it to build a beam or a pylon is or can be challenging depending on the map. And of course, as I said, back here going between these walls, I don't know what to call them, will also be very challenging, but I guess that's part of the game. And now to the good part of the zipline. Look how adorable this looks, them just flying across the map, going to sleep or going to work. I think this is amazing. This is super cute, and whoa, actually the tail moves as well. I did not see that. Can we? Yeah, the tail moves as well. That's super adorable, and I do love it because it's above the ground and actually you see it, it's part of the world. I think it's awesome. I know we said the building everything it can be quite expensive and can require a good amount of investment. But for what it offers, I think it's fantastic. And especially when going from the bottom to the top. Imagine the time it takes to walk up all this way. Then you can just zip. This is like an elevator. I know it's not as fast as Tubeways, but this thing doesn't actually need to go up and down. It goes straight to the next point and straight to the next point. There is a thing called bird's view thing. So it this is the path a bird would take. If you take tube station here, for example, you would either need to build platform all the way across here and have them in a straight line, which would go faster. But then down here, you go one step down and then one step down and then down and then up, right? That would take longer than straight to this point. So the speed of it and what it offered, I think it's fair, it's reasonable, definitely faster than walking. And we all know, when you are late in the game and you have mined out all the ruins, and then you have that one underground ruin somewhere in the corner of the map and it's far away, and then the beavers have to walk all the way from one side of the district or the houses to the ruins. That takes such a long time, and we know beavers need sleep, and if they are late to the bed, they don't get enough sleep, they don't work enough, and it's sort of the bad cycle starts. So transporting beavers across the map is fantastic. And now to the iron teeth and the good and the bad things about the two-way system. So we know two-way system is quite expensive. Each tube, the cheaper one, costs 2 planks and 1 block. So imagine building all of this to the other side of the map. There are probably 100 or so tubeways, and of course that's expensive. If you want to go to the more solid one, which allows you to go upwards, there are 4 planks and 1 block, metal block. So you gotta be ready. You gotta be ready with your lumber mill here and just produce a bunch of planks for this. And let's hope that your map has quite a bit of ruins, because yeah, you're gonna need quite a bit of metal blocks as well. And you might not know, but you can actually build from the tubeway. Let me show you here. Let's just put in a couple of these. As you can see, they are building it from the inside the tube. And the good thing here is you can have them work in the bad water, you can have them work in the water, you can have them work anywhere, and they won't get sick, they won't get anything. So they're just gonna build. A bad thing with Tubeway is that, and this is part of the game, so it's not specifically to Tubeways or for Tubeways, and that is you can build one up. So they are on the, let's say, first floor here, they can build on the second floor, and that's it. So now they won't be able to build this one or this one. But the same thing is as in the base game, you can build down as far down as you want. So for example, here you can do this thing here. Let's speed it up. So as you saw, they built this one. They're not gonna build, or maybe this has changed since the last time I played this. All right, so this is a huge thing. So hang on. The last time I played this was that you can only build this one, sort of the second floor, but not any higher up. Okay, hang on. Let's try something here. So some of them are building down. I'm going to show you how great it actually is, since none of the beavers will get sick by going through the two-way in the bad water. But at the same time, I want to see how far we can build up, because this is new to me and I want to explore it. All right, so it's going up. Actually, see the beaver up here? You see this? When it's lit up, that's where a beaver is. So beaver can stay here and build one up. But yeah, so they are building down here as well, which is going really great. So while they build that, remember how the zip lines could go from one end to the other end, just straight line? Well, you can't really do that with two ways. You have to, as we are doing here, just build down, and if you're lucky, you have straight line like this. So it's a lot easier for you to actually place the blocks. If you're unlucky, you might have to do a few steps, but then go across. So let's see here, you would go across like this, right? So we'd have to do something like this, and this does take a bit longer to build. This does cost a lot more than stations, the zipline stations. As we can see here, you can actually build everything from the two-way, and you don't have to create a path walk for this. So this is your path walk for everything. And the good part is, let's say you want a station here, you can just pop one of these and then connect it. It's done. Now your beavers can get out of here and do what they're supposed to do. Another good way with Tubeways is that you can connect them however you want almost. So you see we have a 3-way, we can have a 4-way. If we just for a second remove this one, you can go up, you can go down as well. And you remember how the zipline stations couldn't be hidden in any way? Everything was out and open. Well, you don't have to have that with tube stations. And if you don't like to see all of this on top of the ground, you can hide it really easily. So if you have, for example, 2D pole tunnel, you can place the solid, the more expensive Tubeways, and then just simply hide it behind or under some extra dirt like this. There you go. Now you won't see it, you just have where it pops up. And honestly, I think, well, not from start, but if you're sort of midway to late game, you can definitely replace all the pathway with tube stations or Tubeways. That would definitely work. And probably the best thing about this is how you can easily continue building. So for example, here we have built this whole thing to this area for some reason, right? We have some iron and ruins and scrap metal and all of that. Now I want to build it up to this area and get this. We can simply go into here and build it up. Nobody is waiting for anything. We don't have to prepare for anything. We can just continue building and it's fine. It works. It will be done. A bit more expensive, but so many more possibilities. It's fantastic. I don't know what to say. It's great. I love this. See, everybody is building in some direction, and you saw how many people just went in, or how many beavers. Super easy, super great to have. And as you can see, we don't have any contaminated beavers, even though they have built all of this in the bad water. So you can build it under bad water, below bad water, under regular water, and underground as well. What more can you want? I mean, this is kind of perfect. Both fractions get some amazing additions, and I think they are great in every way. A bit expensive, but that's kind of what we need. We need a bit more late game and addition to sort of continue play for a bit longer, and this is fantastic. Just fantastic. Have you played the update 7? What are your opinions? Comment below and see you next time.